Drop my pencil.
Hey y'all. Hey y'all. I don't know why it's so somber. So this is the after show of Arnold Chiari Malformation, living with an invisible illness. Basically talked about the fact that I have Arnold Chiari. Talked about how we found out I had it. Talked about just a couple of things, encouraging things. I actually asked Dre to do the after show with me because I felt he could, that the after show would be better coming from him, considering yeah, I don't know where my camera is. Oh, it's over here. It's up there, I think. Ain't that nothing? All this time I thought, wait, no, it's up here. Okay, it don't matter. How about this? Okay. So.
Wow.
What, baby?
Nothing.
So I'm gonna ask Dre to do the after show. Yeah.
So really wasn't expecting this. I thought I was just joining in to be supportive, but it looks like I'm put on Front Street. So it was a very traumatic experience. Not fully understanding the whole ramifications of the situation when we first got the diagnosis, and we waited for was it a year or almost a year? We waited some time trying to see, if her situation was going to be one of those situations where, it never got worse, but it continued to progress and continued to get worse, and we wind up, talking to professionals that encouraged us that it was time for us to pull the trigger. And, having gone and, actually taken both of my kids, or two of my kids, I should say, through different types of surgery and things of that nature, it was different. Different taking your wife in, knowing that she's going in to have brain surgery and the sensitive area that entails, and how there's no guarantees. So we're real thankful to God for being a true and honest God, and being a faithful God to keep her during those times. Real short, she talked about surgery number 1 and surgery number 2. So I'll just sum it up and say surgery number 1, when she came out, it was total hell. I'm sorry. We stayed in a pitch black room at the hospital for some days, stayed in a pitch black house for some days. All sounds were to be eliminated, she stated the boys couldn't play basketball in the yard. Every noise, the ruffling of the sheets of the bed, everything, contributed to more pain. After finally just getting to the point where we're like, hey, this enough is enough. Things should be better by now. We went in, and as she stated, she pulled the trigger on me, saying, hey, go ahead, let's take this thing out.
But how long did we try? It was 3 months.
Yeah.
And
it was 3 months before that. But it was 3 seconds when it came down to her saying, okay, what are the chances that this thing, my body could be rejecting it? 1 in a million. I mean, literally, I've never had anybody in all the 30 plus years that I've been operating and doing this procedure, never had it to happen to anybody. So you would be like 1 in a million, take it out. Yeah, I gave it a look like, what?
But that was after, like, literally they drawn blood. Like, so much had gone
Yeah.
on, and I didn't want to be on any type of medication.
Yeah.
That,
And every step of the situation was crazy.
yeah.
Even from the piece of her being on the steroids to help her get better, and then tapering her off of the steroids, but yet they're causing, or it's causing pain in areas that you didn't even know that, you know, you could have pain in.
Yeah.
So
it was honest withdrawal. They had me on steroids to reduce the inflammation.
Yeah.
And they said that they titrated me down and that they were titrating me down properly. But I don't know, it was like a day, 2 days after. And when I was on the steroids, like, I was up and able to do things. And it was like, okay, this is okay, I can live like this. But thinking that once it stopped, I would be better. But it was like, if I was on them, I was doing fine. But if I wasn't on them, I wasn't doing fine. So I would just get back on them. But then when it was like, no, I need to see, I don't want to get back on them. I need to see what my body is going to do, because I don't want to be taking medicine for the rest of my life. And I know the damage that steroids can do to your body for long periods of time. And so when I stopped taking them, I didn't stop abruptly. Like, they weaned me off of them. But I was hurting so bad, like in joints, areas, places that I didn't know, that for the first time I understood what it felt like for people who we shun, like drug addicts or alcoholics, and they can just stop. It's their choice. They chose this. No, I'm here to tell you that pain is horrible, and the doctor is so horrible. I'm talking to be laying in a bed and you feel like you're standing up. It's horrible. And the doctor offered to put me back on them to titrate me off a different way. And I was like, I don't want to go back. He said it's going to take about 72 hours for you to go through. So for 72 hours, I went through it. I wouldn't take nothing, because that's always my thing. I didn't want to have to take any medications on a regular basis.
So going from those two, going from the surgery, the whole situation with the steroids, and
then, how many times did they, because I don't literally remember, how many times did they have to drain the spinal? Yeah.
Literally, I would say at least 10 times.
And to this day, I still have like major back issues. And then the fluid, your spinal fluid is supposed to be clear. Before they ever sent mine off, they knew that I had meningitis. Like, but I had meningitis from this thing that was implanted in my head, because it was, the fluid was
chemical meningitis.
Yes, but the fluid would come out of, it's supposed to be clear, and mine was like yellow and cloudy and particles in it, and it was like I thought I was gonna die. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I never fully said I thought I was gonna die, but I thought I was gonna die. And so it was like, if I'm gonna die, when he came into the room after the infectious disease doctor and all these other doctors and told me it was a 1% chance that it was the graft, I didn't hesitate. Take it out, because this is killing me. That's how I felt. And if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die fighting. And I guess I never really thought about that's how I was thinking. But if I'm gonna die fighting. And so take it out. But it was polar opposites of the first surgery.
Night and day. As I stated, first surgery, several days, no sound, no anything. Struggled to even get to that point to leave the hospital, because you have to be done did certain few different things before you could actually leave, and those things came very difficult. The second surgery, she was using the bathroom, and in a matter of a couple of hours, once the anesthesia wore off,
I walked without a
walker. You know, I thank God, because the first 3 months were not easy, and I was really thinking that we was going to go through that again. So But God showed up and showed out, so we're thankful for that. We're thankful for somebody still being around. Because it takes 14 people to replace.
I didn't know that.
Replace the task that you do.
How did you feel about that though? When we realized that, like, dang.
I felt blessed in beyond measure in several ways. Blessed to have you to do those 14 different jobs and tasks and that people had to do, but at the same time, to have a village of people that would step in and that would be there and to help us, that's a blessing in itself. So, they always say it takes a village to raise children. It takes a village, to even, help each other, hold each other accountable, build each other up, support each other, be there for each other, pick each other up. All those things, that's what your village is for. And, because, God has put certain people in your life for a reason, some for the season, but, those who are villagers, they're there for a lifetime.
Yeah. So, I do want to ask this question.
I'm on the spot.
How did you feel like those times that you wouldn't be in here and I'm in the shower or thinking I can do something on my own and I'm screaming your name because I feel my legs about to give out on me?
The thing to it is it's scary because you can never, I don't care who you are, you never can judge the next person's pain. You can never judge their tolerance. And you can't get in their head to understand or know what they're going through. So it's scary. You want to be there at all times, but physically, possibly, you can't be at all places at all times during all times. So, it's one of those situations where, you leave only to try to hurry up and get back quickly so you can make sure that your loved one is all right. So, it was a trying time.
Yeah.
It was a very trying time.
So how did you feel the other day when I expressed to you what was going on with my right eye and my fear and my concern?
God has not given us the spirit of fear. So, my thing is to pray about it, not worry about it. So, I'm giving it over to God. And He hadn't failed us thus far. We take us through different things, and He allows us to be the prototype for a lot of situations. He has more trust and faith in us than we have in ourselves. So,
now that is fact.
I just know that, He got us.
Yeah.
He got us. He showed us very early on that, what you think your limits are, I know I can take you past those. So,
What's
not asking for anything.
I was gonna say, what is our motto? That we
never say no.
Man, we never
say never and never say no.
Yeah. Or I won't.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Nope.
So yeah. I'm thankful for my husband. Like, I couldn't have made it through any of that without him, and I know that he knows that. I'm thankful for our village. Couldn't have made it without them. Our families couldn't have made it without them. It was rough, and it was like a consistent rough patch for...
Yeah, it was rough. We're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, because my mom was sick the second go round.
Right.
So yeah, it was a lot. But
He keeps us busy.
To God be the glory.
That's right.
To God be the glory. To God be the glory. Yeah. For the things He has done.
Amen.
Yes.
And amen again.
Yes. I love y'all. Have a wonderful night. If I did leave out anything, don't worry about it, because we're going to talk about it again in September for Chiari Awareness Month.
Right.
So yeah, and y'all have a great night. Anything you want to say?
Peace out.
That's it?
That's it.
All right. Well, yeah, I love that man right there.
Oh, man.
And where's the TR? Oh yes. Oh yes. All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye.